Quick little note here about this video. I filmed it a few months ago. I'm currently traveling with the North Face as a primary solo bag. I have the Osprey sitting with someone else, and I've been traveling with the Osprey for years. And when I get the two back side by side, I'll do a more in-depth comparative of the two side by side, pros and cons, which I like better. And I'll actually pull them out and we'll scale them, show you how I pack them, and go through a lot more in-depth side by side. But I just found this video, wanted to get it out and trying to go through my hard drives and stuff. But that was the plan all along, and I figured having multiple videos would be a better option than just trying to make one, 3-hour video. Okay, so I have a history of being a gear geek. Oh wait, I'm Jeff, Not Dead Yet Adventures. And I have a history of being kind of a gear geek. I like to get a lot of different things, try them out, see what works the best. And, a lot of just wasted money in the end, right? A lot of just wasted money on stupid things that didn't work or didn't work well. So let me tell you about something that has worked phenomenally well, worked out perfect. This Osprey pack here, I got it I picked it up in 2019. Let me undo the buckles here. And I envision this being my go-to pack because when I travel, most of the time, this is the Osprey Transporter 65. Most of the time when I travel, I'm not walking around backpacking, right? When I was in the woods backpacking, that's a whole different scene. Man, it turned out to be a nice day. That was a totally different scene. But even then, ironically, I had an Osprey pack for most of my time packing, and it was a internal frame because I like the simplicity, I like the ease of it. So what I was looking for when I bought this bag, I was looking for something sleek, I was looking for something easy to carry, I was looking for something durable, looking for something weather resistant, I was looking for something lightweight, and I was looking for the right size, of course, but it all came down to I wanted it easy to carry, I wanted it lightweight, I wanted it durable, and I wanted it to fit my mode of travel. So when you have a backpacker's backpack, you have to unload the whole thing, right? There's no side zip. I mean, some of the cheaper ones have side zips, but pardon me, those aren't backpacks you want to be carrying around because they're not super reliable, right? And that was the other thing, is I wanted a piece of gear that had a proven reliability, right? I wanted something I could depend on. Pardon me, hopefully that'll help with my cough. But having something I could depend on and was durable, weather resistant, lightweight, and would carry what I wanted to carry was real important to me. So I did a lot of research and I ended up with this Osprey pack here. And it has been through the ringer. It's been thrown onto ferries, it's been thrown in the hull, it's been flown with more times than most people have flown. It's been around the world more than once. And you can see it's got some little signs of wear and tear. My biggest complaint, I have a few little complaints with this. The shoulder straps tuck in here. My biggest complaint is the zipper. You really, if you're gonna get one of these, you need to get a lock, and not so much to lock people out of it. Search YouTube and you'll see that this doesn't really lock people out of it, but it keeps the zipper closed, right? And the zipper, for some reason, the zipper just comes undone. It's a super strong zipper, but whenever it's not locked, it just kind of migrates open. So recently I picked up this North Face here, and I've been wanting this bag for a long time. I don't have the stats on it handy, but it's about the same size, about the same design. And I'm going to kind of go over some of the externals of it. And at a later date, I'll go over the internals. So both have end handles. This has the top handle. This has the two side handles. Again, end handles. This has shoulder straps that come off. These shoulder straps tuck in. This has a flap that opens up. And this has a flap that opens to the side. And then this has got all of these. Now, part of my idea of travel is I don't like a lot of pockets on the outside, right? Because they're a liability, right? They're, little things that will collect knickknacks and they'll be left open. They'll be opened by a pickpocket. So the more sleek and trim and nothing hanging on the outside, the better for me. So these are neat and useful, but not for me. Compression straps are great. You know, this is a great addition. This, I would say, not this webbing. I would say it's pretty, but not so much something I would encourage the use of, you know, for the way I use this. Now, if you're like using it like a gym bag or something, you want to hang, you know, little pouches on the side and be the crazy gear guy, go right ahead. I'm not a little pouch guy anymore. I used to be. And then I learned my lesson that little pouches are not necessarily the right answer. And I cannot get this open one-handed. Let me try. Nope. Okay, so I had to use the two hands there. And then this one, it just zips open like this. And you'll see, hopefully, yep, I just have my packing cubes and a couple little add-ons in there, right? So let's toss that aside. Let's toss that aside. We are not tossing the mug aside. Throw that on the bed. Then you can see I got my packing cubes. This one I kind of unloaded, but I just want to show you the difference in the zippers here, because this is an important part of it. So the way this opens, when I fill this up, I can push the material this way and not apply a lot of stress to the zipper because it's got this bathtub effect to it, right? So all the pressure on the zipper, as long as I don't bulge it too much this way and I apply the pressure this way, I can squeeze and compress things and not get a lot of pressure on the zipper. Now this one is different. I put a pillow in here so you can see. I've got the shoulder straps up here, but this one, when you go to close it, it has the same bathtub effect, right? And you can apply a lot of pressure this way, but I have a hard time closing it because the way this pulls, the way this is down here and wraps over, I don't know why it's so different, but it is. It just makes a huge difference. And then I also like the fact that this opens up, and part of this is because I've been using this for so long, and this is new, right? But I don't like the side open as much as I like the top open. And that's just a personal preference so far, but I will be carrying this bag more as a primary, give it a little more test out. Now this has an end pocket that's also different. It's like an additional end pocket. It's extra space sewn on, and the end pocket on this one is more like a document pocket, and it's just tucked in there, and it doesn't have extra space, so you are squeezing anything you want to get in there, and that's good for documents. Maybe some flip-flops, where this actually has like some decent space to it. And you see I've got my flip-flops in there. And a sock, random sock. But it does have a lot more room. I don't think you can see in there, but it's got a lot more room even when the bag is full. But that's kind of, the other thing I'll touch on real quick is this material is heavier, appears more durable, and that may play into an overall weight increase. We'll find out. But this seems pretty, I was very skeptical. I was very skeptical about the tensile strength of this material. And I can tell you, I have abused this bag for years. I have loaded it up with water, like the whole thing full of cases of water, cases of beer, cases of whatever. And I've carried it, you know, topping out probably close to 100 kilograms one day. Just packed stuff full, you know, full of stuff. So this material seems more waterproof, seems more durable. But this is proven so far. It's got a couple little nicks recently, but I can tell you, I was very surprised. I was very skeptical about the durability of this material, and it's much lighter, more flexible, more pliable. So we'll see what happens there, but over time. But this does seem a little, you know, if you're going to be dragging it across the gravel, I might go with this one. If you're just going to be flying and stuff, I don't think it's a big difference. And we'll see if it makes a weight difference. But that's just the intro here. I was unpacking. I figured I would give this a quick intro. And I'm going to get into like the difference between this handle and this handle in functionality. And this is also very round, right? It's just a round. And this has kind of got that offset trapezoid or whatever look to it. And there's some differences there that come into play as far as packing. So anyway, it's a good start, I think. I'll be back with more later.